In this tutorial, I'm going to show you the easiest possible way to create your own Rhinestone transfers without having to buy any programs and then having to learn the software itself. This will be a full tutorial, step by step, and everything you will need to finish this project will be in this video. If you have any questions during this process, meet me in the comments section. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so this right here is a magic rhinestone flock, and as you can see, the holes are already cut out. So to make this SVG file to be able to send it to your vinyl cutter and then cut it out, you're gonna need Corel Draw and the Design Wizard plugin. It is around $800, and I know that is kind of pricey, which is why I've created a system for you guys to be able to get these stencils, or the SVG file or the transfers ready to press, whatever step you need help with. That way you guys don't have to like cough up all that money, and on top of that you won't have to learn the software, because I'm going to be honest, it did take me a few months to even understand how to utilize Corel Draw and the Design Wizard. So on top of it being $800 and you got to sit there for a long time and learn it, like some of us just need to get moving, get our garments to our customers. So all you have to do is send me your logo, and then I will create this file in the Corel Draw and Design Wizard, and then I will be able to get you your SVG file, or I can also get you this stencil shipped right to you, so that way you can just skip the whole line, so you can make your own transfers. And this rhinestone flock can be used like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, as long as you take care of it. I've had this one for a couple months now, still looks brand new. But if you want to make them yourself, I do have tutorials on that. Like if you happen to want to actually buy the program and learn yourself and all that good stuff, I do have a full-length tutorial on how to do that. But this is what you're gonna get in the mail if you decide to just send me your logo. So pretty much this is the rhinestone flock that you're gonna load into your vinyl cutter if you get the SVG file from me. And then this right here is the transfer tape. So we're gonna go over the whole thing. You're gonna watch me make it, that way you guys know exactly how to do it yourselves. But this is the transfer tape that we're gonna add onto it after we add the stones. And then here are the hot fixed rhinestones that we are gonna add. You wanna make sure you're using hot fixed rhinestones, so when you apply the heat, it does adhere properly. And I do supply all of this for you guys. I'm here, to guide you at whatever step it is that you need help on, right? So once you have your stencil, we're gonna go ahead and lay it out. And if you guys have questions, just let me know. I will go ahead and answer your questions on whatever step it is that you need help with. But once we went ahead and added the stones, we're going to be using this right here. It's just our brush tool, and we're just going to slowly guide it in and cover the whole thing. Now, there might be, there probably is going to be a few missing holes. So once we do that, we're going to go ahead and grab our tweezers and then just add in the holes. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be kind of quick. But when you're making them, just take your time, and you're going to get like the best results possible. But I will, have you guys watch this whole process. That way you guys can just get a gist of how this is done. You know what I'm saying? This whole process, like if you're designing it and all that good stuff, can be time consuming, and you will get quicker over time, But if, like I said, if you're using, me to get you the transfers, you can also, like I said, you can also get the transfers ready to press. So that way, when you get it in the mail, all you'll have to do is take the transfer tape off, apply it to your garment, press for 10 seconds at like 335 degrees, and you're gonna be you're gonna get like the best results possible that way. Take your time when you're doing this part. There is kind of like a wrist movement that helps you allow them to fall into place. I am being a little sloppy because I'm like, trying to talk and make sure that I'm providing value during the whole time. So it is a little bit sloppy, but this is pretty much what you're gonna have to do. The the form that I have you fill out before you pay for anything is going to be down below. That way you can send me your logo and I can just quote you, and then you can just let me know what it is that you need from me. My room is getting a little hot. It's making it a little hard to talk. I should probably open up the vent, but these rhinestones make it really easy for you guys to upcharge your garments. So I'll typically use like an LA Apparel. It's gonna be like a few bucks. I think they cost me like around $8 to $10, and then depending on what method you're gonna go with making your transfers, that'll be your cost for the transfers. So it's obviously gonna be more expensive for the transfers if you just have me make them, because I'm going to be doing this part for you. But if you want to do the labor yourself and you just need the file or the stencil, it is going to be a lot more affordable, so as you can see, there's a lot of missing holes. We're just going to go ahead and grab our tweezers and then just fill in the holes. Usually when I'm making these myself and I'm not filming and I'm just working, I don't have this many missing holes. This is like kind of a mess, but we're just grabbing our tweezers and then just adding them all in. And like I said, this stencil, as long as you take care of it, like it'll last you basically forever. I haven't had any of my stencils mess up. For cutting the stencil, I use a Cricut Explore Air 2. And the way it works is once you have the SVG file, the SVG file is perfectly sized. So all you have to do is just import the SVG file into your vinyl cutter software, and you don't have to change the size. You don't have to do any of that. It's perfectly sized. It's ready to go. And if you're using Cricut Design Space, it's super easy. This basically works for any vinyl cutter once you have the, SVG file. And then if you plan on getting the SVG file and you want to put it into your vinyl cutter, for Cricut Explore Air 2, I do Poster Board Plus. That seems to do the trick. But you always want to make sure you have a brand new needle, or not a dull needle, because this rhinestone flock can be a little bit more on the expensive side, but the return is really crazy. You make a lot of money with these rhinestones. Right now these are trending. I make a lot of sales with these rhinestones. This one right here, this is the athletic font, and I just went ahead and added some curve. And I only did the outline just because this specific design I wanted to save some stones, because if you have a design where the whole thing is filled in, it's going to be an extensive amount of work, and you're going to be using a lot of rhinestones. I do like doing that also because it looks really good when it's full of rhinestones, but it's also nice to just do these because it just doesn't take that much, you know what I'm saying? And like I was saying, for the LA Apparel, I can charge like anywhere between like $45 to $60 per t-shirt. If you're using like an all style where it's a little bit like cheaper of a shirt, like $3 or whatever, I would charge maybe like between 35 to like 45 or whatever. But either way, like these rhinestones are like a good money maker. I'm telling you, it's just trending right now. A lot of my sales come from people that go to the club and stuff, and when they wear this, like it just dances, and I always use high quality stones. And like I said, you guys can get everything from me, but I just did this to make it easier on you guys, because trying to learn the program, like I said, it's crazy, but I'm gonna go ahead and add all of these stones since you can see how I'm doing it. I'm assuming it'll take me about another 5 minutes or so, But I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of these stones because I don't want you to just sit here and just be bored watching me add stones, because you pretty much get the gist of it. But just let me know if you have any questions so far about this process, and I'll do my best to answer you. And you can go ahead and ask me all these questions before you decide to, like, you know, do any services with me as far as the rhinestones go. But if you just want to avoid making this and doing all of this, just, you know, have me do the actual transfers. So that way when you receive them, all you got to do is just turn on your heat press and apply, and you'll be good. You know what I'm saying? So just let me know and I got you. I will come back when I have all the stones, and then we're going to add our transfer tape, and then we're going to go over to the heat press. That way you guys can just get the full value, and you guys have all the steps available in this video. You know, and like I said, if you have any questions, I got you. So I will see you guys in about 5 minutes. Well, for you, it'll be like a jump cut real quick, but I got you. I'll see you guys. All right, so all the stones are in. That took me, I don't know, about 2 to 3 minutes. Wasn't too bad. Now we want to go ahead and scoop these up right here. So just grab, this is from the Rhinestone World. We're just gonna go ahead and brush it in. The Rhinestone World is the company that has the Design Wizard software. That is the plugin to Corel, because Corel is like its own, like a editing, like a where you can make logos and all that good stuff. And then you have to grab the Design Wizard, which is the plugin for it. So let's go ahead and add this back in here. Boom. Perfect. Oops, all right. All right, cool. So like I said, this is the transfer tape that we're gonna use, but I actually have this one that has already been used. The cool thing about the transfer tape is you can use the same piece of transfer tape, like I would say like a solid, I've probably used the same transfer tape maybe about 30 times, maybe up to like 40 times. So it makes it easy for you not to have to buy so much transfer tape. You don't have to use a new one every single time. You can use the same exact one. So one roll of the transfer tape goes a really long way. So you have to be really careful when you're adding the tape, because you know it's really sticky. So you want to like start on one side and then slowly guide it. So this is how we're gonna do it. So just take your time and follow the same exact step that I'm using. So I'm gonna use my thumb to press it, and then I'm just gonna go like this to make sure that it's attached to the table. And then from here, we're just gonna guide it in. We're just gonna let it fall. Perfect, there we go. Now, if you try to do it like this way, or just try to like put it down, the stones are gonna get messed up, and because this is so sticky, it's annoying. Like I promise you, like I've had designs that had tons of stones, and then I like kind of flinched, and when I added the tape, it completely messed up, and it was just a mission trying to get the stones off the tape so I could start over. So when we set it down, there was a few that kind of messed up, so we're just gonna grab our tool, and then we're just gonna go ahead and brush it. When we do this, they typically fix themselves. So if you see right here, these are all kind of crooked. Boom, they're all good to go. Cool. So now we're just gonna go ahead and give it a nice brush over, because we want every single stone to be touching the tape, so that when we lift up the tape, the stones come up with it. Because sometimes if there's like one that wasn't touching the tape, you lift it and there's a few that get left behind. So we can also use this tool, and there we go. Just give it a nice brush. And you know, take your time on this part. because it's easier to do this than trying to fix a stone that was out of place. So we're just gonna go ahead and brush it. Perfect. So now when we lift it, you're gonna see the stones come up with it. So you see that? I'm gonna put it back down because I'm gonna go turn on the heat press, but that's what we're gonna do to lift it. We're just gonna grab it and we're just gonna slowly peel it off, and the stones will come up with the tape. So that's how we make the actual transfer with the stencil. So if you have any questions so far up to this point, let me know and I got you. But I will go ahead and see you at the heat press so we can actually apply our transfer. All right, so I preheated my heat press. It's currently at 335 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the Fancier Studio 16 by 24 with the pull-out drawer, which is super clutch. I love this heat press. It's around $370. For the price, you really can't beat it. There's a 15 by 15 version that doesn't have the pull-out drawer from the same company, Fancier Studio, and that one's about 170 bucks. So if you're on a budget, get that 15 by 15 because that one still does an amazing job. So the first thing we're gonna go ahead and do is load our t-shirt. And before any project, when you're applying rhinestones, heat transfer vinyl, DTF, screen printed transfers, all that good stuff, we're gonna wanna go ahead and pre-press the garment to get any moisture that might potentially be in the shirt. The reason why this happens is because the garment goes through a shipping process, and when it's going through some of these places that are humid, it collects some of the moisture. And just to, ensure you're getting the best results at all time, just hit it with that heat press so that way this part is dry, so the glue will always fully adhere with no problem, so that way your customer never has any issues. You know what I'm saying? So this is now pre-pressed. Now I'm coming over here to grab that transfer that we just made. All right. Now, just gonna go ahead and set it down. This is kind of an awkward piece of tape because it was kind of big. So let me make sure this is how we want it. Take your time on this part because once it's pressed, All right, let's lift it up maybe a little bit. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. So now we're gonna go ahead and slide it in, and we're gonna go ahead and press for 15 seconds. And then real quick, so I've had a couple people ask me why their stuff wasn't sticking. So if you have a clamshell heat press and you're pressing, make sure you're locking it in. So you see how I went down? Watch. So I went down. Now from this point, we want to add some muscle. Boom, lock it in. You should be able to take your hand off the handle and it doesn't pop up. For some reason, some people don't realize you have to hit that second lock. You know what I'm saying? So don't forget to make sure you're locking. If you're using like a Cricut Easy Press, make sure you use a good amount of pressure. All right. So there we go. Now here, go ahead and peel slow just to make sure all of the stones adhered properly. So that way if one gets lifted, you can just set it back down and give it another press. So we're gonna peel really slow and we're gonna watch every stone. Perfect, there we go. Now let me go set this tape down. And just to be safe, we're gonna put it back in and we're gonna go ahead and do another 10 seconds or so. Just to, make sure that it fully adhered properly. And what I like to do for my customers when I'm selling them rhinestone garments, I like to put a few stones in a little bag for them, and I tie it or I lock it in with the hang tag. That way, like, just in case something happens, like I don't know, maybe your customer likes going to mosh pits or something, and you know, some of them fall off. They always have the option to put it back on, like if they need to replace one, and then they can just hit it with an iron. You know what I'm saying? That way, because you know, if one falls off, like it kind of ruins the whole garment, and stuff does happen, you know what I mean, like over time. So just to make your customers super happy, always give them like a little small handful of stones so they can always, you know, fix it. That way you can charge a lot more, you know, because if you're charging $50-$60 for a t-shirt that has rhinestones, but you're giving them more stones, it's just going to justify the price a lot more. So I am really happy with how this came out. I'll pick up the camera and give you guys a little bit better angle, but this is all the steps that you're going to need to make sure you can make your own rhinestone garments. So let me know if you guys have any questions at this point, and I got you. You know what I'm saying? If you made it this far, I really do appreciate you. But let me go ahead and grab this camera, and then I'll just give you guys a little bit of some better angles. If you made it this far into the video, just know that I'm super grateful for you, and you're the reason why I spend the time to create these tutorials. I really hope you got value out of this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like, and meet me in the comment section with any questions you may have about this process. Everything you need, including the application to get your own SVG file or stencil or ready to press transfers, will be down below in the description. In the description, you'll also find different ways to contact me if you want to ask me any questions as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next video.